thing staying with Q and maybe off-season surgery? I know that was talked about. Is there
He
anything?
he had surgery,
He did.
and he had it in New York City by one of the best surgeons in the country for this specific injury. That's a rare surgery, and that was the 29th. Is that last Thursday was the 29th? Is that right? It was March 29th. Excuse me. Then was the 30th. It was the 30th. And he's in a cast, and he had pins put in, and he's in a cast that will be removed after 3 months, and then it'll be a soft cast, and then doing the rehab from that point forward. It's about a 5-month process, is what our understanding is.
Any other guys have to have any minor cleanup surgery?
Yeah, unfortunately, E.J. Datcher actually is going to have surgery tomorrow on his right shoulder for a labral tear, and he'll have it here with Dr. Jones, our team physician in Columbus, and that's probably a 4 to 5 month process as well. So it's unfortunate we have 2 guys that have had to go under, full-on surgeries here.
When did that happen with Datcher?
You know what? I talked to him about that again this morning at breakfast, in probably his junior year in high school, when he tweaked his knee at the same time is what he thinks, and he's not sure. When he was actually first got here this summer, his left shoulder was bothering him, because Ryan, our trainer, documents everything, and the right shoulder didn't start being a problem, but this is, something that, when he started to lift, it would give him, a problem. So, both those injuries are older. Q's injury, when they went in there, that was not an injury that just happened in November. It may have fully ruptured his tendon in his the bonies of his hand, but there was definitely something had been there before that had happened before. So
just to clarify with Q, so it would be 5 months before he's able to do anything like physical?
No, like full contact.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in both situations. I'm speaking of back on the floor and full contact.
Okay.
That is from start to finish. That's about how long it is before you're back out there playing against other people.
You said you can say anything about Garrison, but when do you anticipate the other signees arriving?
Oh, for summer school.
Okay. In June?
Right.
Okay.
Joe Shrug didn't play this year. Is he expected back at all for the season, or?
No.
Keyshawn did he ever have to have any surgery?
He didn't. I remember at one point there was talk that he might have to have some ankle surgery, but it actually recovered nicely for him, and he was able to end up playing after being out for quite a while. It was a long stretch where he couldn't play. But I'm excited about Keyshawn. Good kid, good family. He's got good upside.
Coach, in addition to Stroke, do you expect any other attrition to the roster heading next
At this time, we have nothing to report.
No, you're losing a big leadership piece in IJ. Who would you like to see kind of fill that role in the next season?
It's he was definitely the key leader on our team, and that's a great and important question, because we need a number of guys to step up into that role. And obviously one is Q, and we want Q to be more of a verbal and vocal leader. And he's kind of a introverted guy in many ways when he's out there, and I'm hoping that he can step up definitely and be more of a vocal leader for us. But we have some other guys that are more vocal, and that's kind of a process that's taking place right now, and it's an important one. But talked to a number of guys on our team about being more vocal and taking on more of a leadership role with that void there now with IJ gone.
Nick is kind of the opposite of his brother in that regard, where he's actually very vocal at times on the court. Do you anticipate him having that impact as a freshman, or is that too much to ask? Or how do you see him impacting this team?
Well, yeah, I think he's going to be a really good player, And I love that you see that in him. You know, I watched the state championship at the Coliseum, and I thought he was very vocal in that game and very much a leader. And for him to get here this summer and get comfortable with his teammates and you know, start that bond, that'll be good for us.
With some of those guys missing for summer workouts, how does that change what you do over the summer, given you don't have?
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of limitations in the summer from the standpoint of how many hours we get. You know, most of our stuff will be skill development as opposed to 5-on-5 stuff. Last summer we were going to Italy, so we were really, you know, building towards, you know, that where we need the skill development stuff, and you get 2 hours a week. I really wish that it was more time during the summer. They're talking about changing that rule, and I hope they do at some point, where you get 8 hours total, 6 for strength and training, conditioning, and 2 for skill development or working with the coaches on the floor. There was talk that they would allow you to use that time however you wanted it, meaning if you wanted to use 4 hours of skill or basketball training you could do, and then 4 hours of weightlifting, or however you wanted to use that as a program, which is what I prefer. I mean, you know, the biggest time that you see guys make good jumps in their, you know, abilities is in between seasons. And, you know, so I wish that were the case, and hope at some point here down the road that they make that change, because I think it would benefit the student athlete. They want to work at it. They want to get better. They want to be coached. They want to be taught. And it would be a very important rule that would be helpful.
What's the process of replacing Coach Deeds? Where you kind of stand?
You know, we're in a national search right now, and we have a lot of interest in that position. And, you know, it's a great facility and weight room, and, you know, SEC, Mississippi State's got a great reputation. So we are having our players will get to lift with us for just another week and a half, and then we can no longer do anything until they get back for summer school, because of rules prior to when finals start. You have to give them so much time and space to get prepared for finals. So the 20th is the last day we can do anything with them. So that's coming up here now.
So you expect to have somebody?
Oh yeah, by the time they get back, and so I'm going to be, you know, very diligent about doing a good job of evaluating and then getting to where we're interviewing three candidates and make a good decision for a good fit.
You mentioned skill development over the summer. Having evaluated the season now, what are some of the individual specific skills you want to focus on over the summer?
Well, like, you know, basic things, you know, ball handling, passing, obviously shooting, and, you know, getting better in all 3 of those skill areas. We've got to be a better passing and ball handling team if you know, really watch. And then obviously, you know, shooting's big, and everybody can improve in that area. And, you know, some guys will get better because they get bigger and stronger in that area. But, you know, those areas in particular offensively, and, you know, so there's a lot of time to be spent on those in particular. And obviously, you know, just competing. And one thing, our guys have been doing a good job. They've been playing all the time. I mean, you know, they've been playing a lot on their own, and that's shown good leadership within the group, that they're getting together after they lift, or, you know, after they're working out and playing 5-on-5 when we're not doing skill.
How close to 100% do you think Stapleton was at the end of last year?
Yeah, I think, like I told him, I don't think he'll be 100% back to where he was until we get to August. And that's kind of what I saw. You know, he came out there in December, and, you know, he was never 100% completely from the standpoint of, you know, having had a chance to build into the season like you normally would. It was, you know, kind of starting December 2nd, I think, was his first day of practice. So I think this summer is huge for him, and I think it's going to really help him. And I'm hoping that, you know, he'll be allowed come next year to be able to play without the brace. You know, he'll have that brace on as a safety precaution through the summer and through the fall. But by the time we get to, you know, next season, he'll be playing without that and basically back to normal.
Just from a coaching standpoint, how different is it for you to go in? I know you had hopes that Abdul would be cleared last year, but just from a coaching standpoint, to go into a season preparing for him to play this year.
Yeah, it really helps us, gives us a big bolster up front from the standpoint of the depth at that position, and the fact that we're vastly improved with him because of his physicality and how hard he plays, the motor he has, how tough he is. You know, it makes our team definitely better, and we would have won definitely, you know, 3 or 4 more games if he'd been able to play this year.
What do you want to see from Schneider this offseason?
Just, you know, continued improvement in every facet, and it's, you know, continue to grow in the weight room and continue to get stronger there and get himself to where he's getting in better condition, but, you know, improvement in his skill level. Like, he actually has a chance to be a pretty good shooter on the perimeter, you know, spacing on shots, coming to the high post. I mean, you know, he's shown he can do that a little bit here, even this spring here in some of our workouts, but it's just about the time commitment of putting a lot of time in on his own time. You know, with our limited amount of time we get to work with these guys, it's going to be, you know, a lot of hard work by him getting in the gym and doing extra work on his shooting and on his skill.